My girlfriend said, "You dress like a homeless person. I'm embarrassed to be seen with you." I agreed. I'm casual. Then I showed up to her company gala in a custom suit worth more than her car. Her boss asking why she'd never mentioned I was a fashion designer. Original post I, 31 male, got the text while sitting in my workshop surrounded by fabric samples and half-finished designs. My girlfriend Meredith, 29, had been getting increasingly critical about my appearance lately, but this one hit different. "We need to talk about your wardrobe. You literally look homeless most days. I'm embarrassed when my coworkers see us together. Can you at least try to look presentable?" I looked down at my outfit. Worn jeans, a vintage band tee with a small hole near the hem, paint-splattered sneakers. Yeah, I dressed casual. But homeless? That stung. Here's what Meredith didn't know. I'm a fashion designer. Not Gucci level, but I run a successful boutique label that caters to musicians and entertainers. Started it 5 years ago after leaving a soul-crushing corporate job. My workshop is in an industrial area, so I dress down. Why wear Armani to work with dyes and industrial sewing machines? We'd been together 8 months. I kept my work vague, told her I worked in fashion, and she assumed retail or something. Never corrected her because honestly, I liked that she didn't know. Previous relationships got weird when people found out. Either they wanted free clothes or suddenly saw dollar signs. Her text continued. "My company gala is in 2 weeks. Black tie. If you can't dress appropriately, maybe don't come." The entitlement. The absolute audacity. Me, I understand, I'm pretty casual. Finally, so you'll get something decent to wear? Something like that. 2 weeks. Perfect timing. I had just finished a collaboration piece, a midnight blue suit with hand-stitched silver threading that caught light like stars. Was supposed to go to a client, but they delayed their event. The suit was worth about $18. Her Toyota Corolla, maybe $12 on a good day. Time to teach a lesson about assumptions. Update 1, the preparation. The 2 weeks leading up to the gala were illuminating. Meredith ramped up her criticism. Every time we met, she'd make comments. "Did you look into suit rentals? There's a sale at that department store. Maybe ask if someone can lend you something?" Each time, I'd nod and say, "I'm handling it." She started sending me links to appropriate clothing. Suits from places that mass-produce polyester nightmares. One link was titled, "Affordable Options for Looking Professional." Her friend Bethany came over one evening while I was there. Meredith had clearly been venting. "Bethany, so Jake, Mer says you're finally upgrading your style? Making some changes." Bethany, "Thank God. No offense, but you dress like you raid donation bins." Meredith laughed. Actually laughed. None taken. Mer's coworkers have been asking if you're, going through something. Financial troubles? I told them you're just between careers. Between careers. I made 6 figures last year. The week before the gala, Meredith got desperate. "Jake, seriously, the gala is important. My boss will be there, major clients. I'm up for a promotion. I can't have you showing up looking like..." She gestured at my cargo shorts and faded shirt. "This. Trust me, I won't embarrass you. You say that, but you haven't shown me what you're wearing. It's a surprise." She looked panicked. "Jake, this isn't a joke. My professional reputation, we'll be fine, promise." She called her sister that night, thin walls in her apartment. I heard everything. "He's being weird about it." "No, he won't show me. I'm scared he'll show up in jeans. Maybe I should just tell him not to come. But that looks bad too, showing up without a +1. God, why can't he just be normal?" Normal, right. I spent the week making final alterations to the suit. Added a subtle monogram on the inner pocket, my label's signature. Paired it with Italian leather shoes I'd gotten from a designer friend in Milan. The watch, a vintage piece I'd restored, not flashy, but anyone who knew watches would recognize its value. The night before, Meredith sent one last text. "Please don't ruin this for me." Ruin it? Oh honey, I was about to make it unforgettable. Update 2, the gala. The gala was at some swanky hotel downtown. I arrived separately. Meredith's suggestion, she wanted to prepare her coworkers for my appearance. Walked through those doors, looking like I'd stepped off a runway. The suit fit like it was painted on, because it was custom made by someone who actually knew what they were doing. Several heads turned, found Meredith near the bar with a group of co-workers. She was in a nice dress, nothing special. She was mid-sentence when she saw me. Her mouth fell open. Literally. Jake? Hey, babe. Her coworker Denise looked between us. This is Jake? You're Jake? Meredith nodded, speechless. Another coworker, Trevor, extended his hand. Man, that suit is incredible. Tom Ford? Custom piece, actually. Custom? Trevor's eyes widened. Must have cost a fortune. I shrugged. You get what you pay for. Meredith grabbed my arm, pulled me aside. Where did you get that suit? Made it? Made it? What do you mean made it? I mean, I designed and constructed it. That's what I do. You work in fashion retail. No, I said I work in fashion. You assumed retail. She looked like she'd been slapped. Before she could respond, before her boss approached. Meredith, this must be the boyfriend you've been hiding. Mr. Fitzgerald was old money, the type who knew quality when he saw it. That's an exceptional suit, young man. The stitching, is that hand done? Every inch. Remarkable. Who's the designer? That would be me. He studied me with new interest. You're a designer? Meredith, why didn't you mention this? Meredith stammered. I didn't. What label? Fitzgerald asked. I told him. His eyebrows shot up. You're that Jake? My wife bought one of your pieces last month. The emerald evening gown? She's obsessed with it. The one with the waterfall draping? That was a fun challenge. We talked shop for 20 minutes. Fitzgerald was fascinated. Meanwhile, Meredith stood there like a statue, processing. As Fitzgerald walked away, he patted Meredith's shoulder. You've been holding out on us. A talented designer boyfriend? We could have had him consult on the company rebrand. The rest of the night was surreal. Word spread. People kept approaching, asking about the suit, my work, how to contact me. Several asked for business cards. Meredith's coworkers were falling over themselves. Denise, Meredith, you said he dressed like he was homeless. Bethany, who'd somehow appeared, you said he was between careers. Trevor, dude's wearing more than my monthly salary. Meredith kept trying to play it off. I knew, obviously, I just like keeping our relationship private. But her face said everything. Shock, embarrassment, and anger that I'd hidden this. In the car afterward, she exploded. How could you not tell me? You never asked what I actually did. Just assumed. You let me think you were poor. I never said I was poor. I just dress comfortable when I'm not working. This is humiliating. My coworkers think I'm an idiot. Why? Because you told them your boyfriend was a loser? Silence. That's different, she finally said. How? You deceived me. No, you judged me. There's a difference. Update 3. The aftermath. The next few days were a masterclass in entitlement and damage control. First, Meredith tried to flip the narrative, posted photos from the gala on Instagram with captions like, "So proud of my talented man," and "Love supporting his fashion journey." Her coworkers weren't buying it. Denise actually commented, "Didn't you say last week he dressed like a homeless person?" Meredith deleted the comment, then called me. We need to coordinate our story. What story? About why I didn't know about your career. The truth? You never asked and assumed I was broke because I wear comfortable clothes? Jake, please. This is my professional reputation, which you protected by telling everyone I was an embarrassment? She tried a different approach. Started showing up at my workshop unannounced, wanting tours, photos for her social media. I want to show everyone how supportive I am of your work. Now you're supportive? What about the past 8 months? I've always been supportive. Meredith, you literally sent me links to polyester suits because you thought I couldn't afford real ones. Then came the financial expectations. So since you're successful, we should talk about moving in together. Somewhere nicer. Yeah, I mean, you can afford it. I can afford my current place, which I'm happy with. But it's so industrial. It's next to my workshop. She started making plans. Expensive restaurants, weekend trips, shopping sprees. You can afford it now, she'd say. I could always afford it. Nothing's changed except your perception. The breaking point came when she invited her parents to dinner without telling me. Her mom, Eleanor, immediately started interrogating me about my finances. So, Meredith says you own a fashion label? I do. And it's profitable? It does well. Well enough for, say, supporting a family? I looked at Meredith. She wouldn't meet my eyes. Her dad jumped in. What we mean is, our Meredith deserves a certain lifestyle. The lifestyle she deserves is one she earns herself, Eleanor huffed. That's not very progressive of you. Neither is gold digging, but here we are. Meredith's face went red. Jake, What? They're literally interviewing me for the position of your ATM. Her dad stood up. How dare you? How dare I what? Point out that your daughter went from embarrassed of me to planning our future based solely on discovering I have money. I left. Meredith blew up my phone. You humiliated me. You humiliated yourself when you treated me like an embarrassment. I made a mistake. No, you revealed your character. Update 4, the escalation. Meredith went nuclear. Started telling everyone I'd manipulated and deceived her. Posted a long social media rant about financial abuse through deception. Is that even a thing? The narrative. I deliberately hid my wealth to test her, making her look shallow when really she was the victim of my elaborate mind games. Some of her friends ate it up. I started getting messages calling me manipulative, a narcissist, saying I played games with her heart. But here's where it got interesting. Remember Fitzgerald, her boss? His wife contacted me directly, wanted to commission a piece for their anniversary. During our meeting, she mentioned I heard Meredith's version of events. Quite dramatic. I'm sure it is. My husband says she spent months complaining about your appearance. We all thought you were unemployed based on her descriptions. I just dress casual outside work. She showed photos, called you her charity case boyfriend. Charity case. That was new. Mrs. Fitzgerald commissioned 3 pieces. Word spread in her social circle. Suddenly, I had more high-profile clients than I could handle. Meanwhile, Meredith was spiraling. She'd assumed she'd be part of this world now, the designer's girlfriend, invited to exclusive events wearing custom pieces. Instead, she was the woman who called her successful boyfriend a homeless-looking charity case. She tried one more manipulation, showed up at my workshop crying. I loved you before I knew about the money. You literally told me not to come to the gala if I couldn't dress appropriately. That was about presentation. Right, and when I presented well, suddenly you loved me again. That's not fair. What's not fair is dating someone for 8 months while being embarrassed by them, then suddenly planning a future together after seeing them in an expensive suit. She pulled out her phone, started recording. Say that again. Say you don't love me anymore. Meredith, what are you doing? Getting evidence of your emotional abuse. I laughed. Couldn't help it. Evidence of what? Me pointing out your shallow behavior? You led me on. I wore comfortable clothes. You created an entire narrative about who I was based on that. That's on you. She posted the video anyway. Cut it to make me look cold, callous. But people had context now. The comments weren't what she expected. Girl, you called him homeless. You're mad he has money? Make it make sense. Team Jake, honestly. Final update. It's been 3 months since the gala. Meredith and I are obviously done. She tried everything. Tears, threats, even had a lawyer friend send a laughable cease and desist about defamation. Telling the truth isn't defamation, turns out. The entitlement never stopped. Last week, she applied for a job at a fashion magazine. Listed me as a reference without asking. They called. Meredith Rodriguez listed you as a professional reference? I have no professional relationship with Miss Rodriguez. She said she helped launch your brand? That's false. We dated briefly. She didn't know what I did for a living until 2 months ago. I see. Thanked you for clarifying. She didn't get the job. Sent me a furious text from a friend's number. You cost me my dream job. You lied on your application. I supported you. You called me a homeless-looking charity case. I didn't know. Exactly. You didn't know, didn't ask, didn't care. Just judged. The silver lining? Business is booming. The Fitzgerald connection opened doors I'd been trying to walk through for years. Funny how being known as the designer whose ex called him homeless actually became great marketing. Meredith still posts passive-aggressive quotes about narcissists and financial manipulation. Last I heard, she's dating some investment banker who drives a Tesla. Good for her. Hope she asks what he does for a living this time. As for me, still wearing my comfortable clothes to the workshop. Still driving my beat-up truck. Still living in my industrial loft. The difference? Now I do it with the satisfaction of knowing that when someone judges my appearance, they're telling me everything I need to know about them. Meredith wanted me to dress like success. Turns out, success doesn't care what you wear when you're the one defining it. Oh, and that 18K suit? Donated it to charity. Felt like bad karma keeping it. Plus the tax write-off was nice. Some lessons you pay for in heartbreak. This one paid for itself in clarity. When someone's embarrassed by you at your casual, they don't deserve you at your custom. Peace out.